All right, we live. I have Ginger here. But look, this for all the people that's been picking on my old phone. And it was one YouTuber, he was gonna be so nice enough to start a collection to buy me a phone. Cause this is my old phone right here. Well, I still haven't changed it over yet. I don't know, I just can't depart ways with it because I'm so used to it. It's old and I'm old, so I like it. But my new phone came in 2 days ago, and I still didn't. I don't know. I just can't depart with the old one yet. But I got my case. I got a nice case for it, so I might just go ahead and change it out just because I got the case, because I like this case. But I can send this phone back now if you're gonna put together the fund. Me a new phone. I can definitely return this phone. So just email me and let me know, because I will return it. And I keep old Betty Sue over there. No, I'm gonna sell Betty Sue. But all right, let me put my little sleeve back together because I got a little relaxed. I had to eat, had to roll my sleeves up. But I think this next guest is gonna really pull on some heartstrings. She's been through a lot. She's persevered. She's a regular person. Like, if you guys want to say, because you guys call me a celebrity, which I don't like, but she's been through similar situations that a lot of people. Once she tell her story, you're going to be able to connect with her. She's doing great things in the community. I believe in what she's doing because it comes from a real place. She even named her foundation the R.E.A.L Foundation. So that's stamping it. So I'm going to play this short video for you guys, and then I'm going to bring her in and get your popcorn ready because, she's definitely a talker. So get ready. Here she go. All right. So let's add Miss Ginger to the stream, and then I'll let her introduce herself and tell you all about it. Let's go. Let's make it bigger.
There we are.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm trying to make it bigger. There we go. Let's get this thing a little bit bigger.
So look, you got that camouflage case. I got that camouflage laptop. And
That's
look,
what I'm talking about.
I just got the gold 12 Pro Max too.
Yeah, I just got it. I don't want to depart with my old school right here. We've been through a lot. I done ran this phone over, all kind of stuff.
All right.
Well, let's give the people a background of yourself and how you guys started, and why I believe everyone is going to connect with you is because it is, just like your foundation said, is real. You've been through it, so you understand what these women need, and I'll just let you go. Just my platform is yours. I'm going to turn my mic on mute.
Oh, you're precious. I'm just so honored and to be here and to be able to give the opportunity to share the message of recovery and the message of what God's done for me in my life. And I give him all the glory. So my name's Ginger Malcom, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is that I haven't used any mind or mood altering substances in 9 years, 1 month, and 29 days. So I know 2 months and 9 years, 2 months, 29 days. So I got there the way a lot of people get there. I had a lot of trauma. I grew up without a mother. My mother died when I was 8 months old at the age of 29 on an operating table for open heart surgery. At 5 months, 3 months before my mother died, I became blind in my left eye from a tragic accident where my brother threw a pair of tweezers at my sister and they ricocheted and went across the wall and hit my eye. I had 7 surgeries between 5 months in kindergarten. No mother. Knew that in the core of me, I did not trust. I could not trust myself. I could not trust God. I could not trust anything. And it's because, like in the Erickson's personality chart, we trust and mistrust is built between 0 and 18 months. So that's a trauma that we don't know about. That's a trauma that we don't realize we're in when we're in it. Early childhood trauma is real. And our personality is developed in the first 5 years of our life. And the first 5 years of my life were extremely traumatic. I was a military kid, no stability, lived in 10 different states, was passed around between my grandparents and my father because I had this injury. I had to have all these surgeries. I had to have all these things done. I had to be seen about. So there was extra attention gravitated towards me because of my medical needs. But then I didn't have a mother. So when I got to the age of identity, around 9 or 10 years old, what part of me is part of her? And what part of her is part of me? Like, why am I the only one that has green eyes? Why do I not fit into the picture right? Why don't I look like my other aunts and uncles? Because I look like my mother and I have no connection to my mother. I was banned from having anything to do with her family. My grandparents didn't approve of her or her family. And so I had no identity. And so I talk, I've done TED Talk. I've done a TED Talk about governmental amnesty, and we'll touch on that in a little while. But, in that TED Talk, I talk about losing my connection to reality, losing my connection to anything that seemed to make me whole. And so my very first addiction started with validation. I needed to be wanted. I needed to be needed. I needed to be a part of, I needed to be a part of the group. I needed to be a part of the inside track, and I was addicted to that, and I began to sell drugs. And I want to say this really quick. I ended up introduced to methamphetamines through what was at the time my husband. And many, many women out there are struggling and suffering because they're attached to a man that got them attached to a drug habit, that caught them in an addiction. Even like the post you just did, the live that you just did, a woman being abused and assaulted because she was with someone that used drugs and gave drugs to her.
Hold on, let me say something. Please ignore the chat because I don't have moderators because I like to let everyone speak. But it's a lot of ignorant people in the chat. Drug addiction doesn't have a color. So a lot of people are saying things about your color and your race. That's stupid. If you can't appreciate the message and just hear that without this color stuff, then this is not the platform for you.
I can't see the chat, but what I know is this: addiction goes from the poorhouse to the courthouse.
Exactly. So,
okay. And
yeah.
So we lost.
Give it to them straight.
Yeah. Addiction goes from the poorhouse to the courthouse. So we've lost 2 judges in the state of North Carolina in the last year that have overdosed on fentanyl in their homes. So if you think that addiction has a name or a face or a color, I am the face of addiction. And so are many other people just like me, and we don't just, and that's the thing, like it says real team on here because there's a team of us that do this work. I wanted to come on here and talk about my story and talk about how, I've struggled with addiction. And because of me struggling with addiction, like I was a junkie, I was a menace, I was a nuisance to society, I was a drug dealer, I was the dope man. I did anything I do it big. And if I was going to sell dope, I was going to do that just as big as I've done my recovery. And I caught them big boy dope charges. I've been arrested multiple times. I have a rap sheet. I have a 12-page driving history. But all of that stuff didn't matter when God stepped in and saved me and pulled me out of the pits of hell, because I stood in front of a judge in shackles and waist chains 9 years ago. And shackles and waist chains have no discrimination either. they'll put them on you for anything. And I stood in front of a judge in shackles and waist chains with my feet shackled and everything, and a district attorney that said, "You're going to prison today, little girl. You're going to prison." And a probation officer that was determined to send me to prison. And through God's grace and mercy, I had an opportunity for a judge to say, the state will do this woman no good. Let her go home. Let her get her life together. My job came and advocated for me. Some of my family members advocated for me, you know, and the judge gave me a second chance 9 years ago. And I took that chance and I ran with it. And today, 2 years into I got pregnant the first year in my recovery, because instant gratification will give you a lifetime commitment. And I got some instant gratification because I needed validation, like I've always needed. And I ended up pregnant my first year in recovery. But God knew what he was doing. That child came to heal me. That child came to keep me straight. That child came to keep me focused on my recovery, to keep me grounded. So here I was, a single mother with multiple convictions, a multiple, justice involved. It's what we call a justice involved individual. But I had multiple convictions. I had been in front of the judge multiple times. I had been on the run, but here I was with a child. I was in recovery. I was clean. I just celebrated a year clean, gave birth to my daughter a year to the day after I walked into the first 12-step meeting I ever attended in my life. And when I did that, when I had my child, there was no alternatives for me. I had because of a drug charge, and this is what we talk about in governmental amnesty. Because of a drug charge, I had no access to the big four: food, housing, education, and employability. I had no access. I couldn't get public housing. I couldn't get food stamps. I couldn't get any help. I couldn't go to school because I had a drug charge. There was nothing I could do, and get the government to pay for it. I couldn't do all that. And so I had no employability whatsoever. And a little girl who was solely dependent on me. Her father came from a one-night stand, and he was off to prison before I was 2 months pregnant. And he's been there ever since. And so I had to do this on my own. And I continued to do the next right thing and the next right thing. And I went to pick her up from daycare one day, and someone told me, they said, someone called me and said, "Ginger, you can start school to be a counselor. You can start on Friday." And I was like, I don't know, because I was going to have to self-pay for all of it. I was like, I don't know. And the Holy Spirit spoke to me, and he said, either you're going to do what I've got for you, or you're going to slap me in the face with it one more time. And I was like, whoo, buddy, I've been down that road. I've been in my addiction and known that is not what God had for me. If you think that for one moment, if you're in that place right now, if you're in the place of addiction, if you're hurting right now, if you need a place to go, if you don't understand that there's a way out, see, addiction is like a swimming pool. And it's like you're under the water with your eyes closed and you can't find the ladder. And all your problems and all the things that are going on and the legal issues and all that is the water surrounding you. And you know the ladder's at the pool, but you can't find it. You can't open your eyes long enough to find the ladder. And so that's what it's like for people. And like they're drowning in their problems and they can't see a way out. And if you feel that way today, I can tell you, I'm a neighborhood hope dealer. Like I went from a dope dealer to a hope dealer. You can find a way out. There is recovery, and recovery is possible for anyone who's hurting. And I don't care who's in the comments. Either you're struggling with addiction, or you got a family member that struggled with addiction, or you've lost a family member to addiction. Like there's no denying it. 70,000 people die every year from opioid overdoses. So if you're touching 100,000 viewers, you're touching at least 30% of that 70, so that's how it happens. And so, but what I want to say is so then a year into my recovery, I had my daughter, I went to school. Within 2 years, I became an alcohol and drug counselor in the state of Georgia. And then I became an internationally certified alcohol and drug counselor. And then I went on and became a CARES, a certified addiction recovery empowerment specialist with the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse, and a qualified professional because I've been in practice for over 5 years. Then I moved to Asheville, North Carolina, and I became a substance abuse counselor in Asheville, North Carolina. So I'm a counselor in both states, internationally. And let me tell you this, when people want to talk about bus life, people want to talk about you don't get offended anymore, but you talk about the fact that people want to down you because you don't have a college education and you didn't go to college, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. You weren't picked from college, you were picked from high school. So what did they expect? Number one. And number two, here's the deal. I did everything I did. I've got 27 letters behind my name today, and every single bit of it with a GED. Don't tell me what my God can't do. I did every single bit of that with a GED. So with 27 letters behind my name today, authorized to operate in 2 different states and internationally. Like what I've gained from recovery, they tell you when you get here to write out on paper what you want out of your recovery. There's not enough paper in the world for me to tell people what I've gained since I've gotten clean and since I've found a new way to live. And so I started doing this work. I became a counselor. I'm also a North Carolina peer support specialist. So I started doing this work. I started working with people, and then God called me to work with women and to help women in sober living. When I went to sober living from jail, which is what the judge let me do, when I went there, it was a horrible place. And you weren't treated right, and it was almost like a condemned house, and you weren't taken care of, and you cleaned from sun up to sundown, and you couldn't turn the air on, and you couldn't turn the heat on, and you had to get food stamps and give it to the owner. And, it was a bad situation and a bad program, and there's a lot of them out there. And it taught me what I didn't want to do, and it taught me who I didn't want to be. So all of it served a purpose. But the biggest thing is that there was purpose in my pain. There's purpose in my addiction. Like there was purpose in all of that to drive me and to make me who I am today. And so then God laid it on I started writing programs for sober livings, for other people's sober livings, which is just like when you're wanting to be in a safe, secure environment. And so, and with accountability. So I started doing that. And then God was like, you're going to do this. And I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And he's like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So he drops this house in my lap, and I get to develop this program. And so what I do is extended care. It's an extension of when women come from treatment, or they've been in they've been in a controlled environment, or they've been through detox, and they need the next level of care, and they want a place where they can go to intensive outpatient, or which is called IOP, or they come out of residential, which is detox, and residential and partial hospitalization. And so we offer a highly structured program where they get adventure therapy, they get individual sessions with me, I provide transportation to everywhere they need to go. I provide food. Sober livings don't do that. Nobody's doing it to the extent that I'm doing it here now. And so we provide food, transportation, adventure therapy, creative therapy, individual sessions, different treatment modalities, peer support groups. Peer supports come in and do groups with them. And then, I deal with their individual needs. We introduce them to the faith-based community. And so they get to go to church, and it's highly suggested. They do a Christian-based Bible study not Bible study, but a Christian-based recovery meeting on Monday nights. They do mandatory meetings on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, they have Bible study. Thursdays, they have a mandatory 12-step meeting. It's highly structured, but when we introduce them to the church, we have a whole nother piece that comes, and it's that spirituality piece, and it's that faith-based piece, and it's the piece that saves us all. Like, I know that 12 steps got me back in communion with God, but God is what keeps me here. I'm not confused about that. God is what keeps me going. God is what keeps me doing this work. And so the real work that's happened at R.E.A.L is I have 6 women that have been saved in that church, and 4 women that have been baptized in that church. That's the real work. That's the work that we do that other people aren't necessarily doing. you know, and even if they are doing it, I commend them. They're amazing. It's fabulous that they're doing that. But R.E.A.L goes beyond just extended care, beyond just a safe, sober living environment. The vision for R.E.A.L is astronomical. So since I've been clean, my charges are 16 years old. My adjudications are 14 years old. 2 years ago, I went to rent a house, and it was a double wide. It wasn't even anything fancy. And I was told no, because my background was less than favorable. And my charges are 16 years old. I have 27 letters behind my name. I have changed every part of who I am. I'm an active participant in my children's life today. I have a daughter who just graduated from college, graduated from high school with a 4.3 GPA and a full academic ride. Just graduated from college, already has a job as a teacher before she even graduated. I have a 19-year-old son who they said would never graduate, would only get a completion, who graduated with a 3.8 GPA and now is in college in Georgia. I have an 8-year-old daughter who excels above and beyond. I'm the mother of 3 amazing children. I show up every day. The highlight of my day is that I get to pick her up in the car rider line. You know, all of these things because I chose to get clean. Every day I choose to get one more day. One more day and one more day and one more day. And then they add up, and now I've got over 3,000 and something days. But to be told that my background, that I couldn't rent a house, I couldn't rent a double wide because of something I did 16 years ago, and all the things that I've accomplished and all the things that I've done through that, nothing mattered. None of it mattered. I had no value. All they saw was what I looked like on paper. And this happens to felons all the time. Justice involved individuals.
And it happens to felons of every color. Because
Yes.
I'm looking at the chat, and this is what's confusing to me is what I see as an ally of pain. And Black women go through this same thing. Black men go through this same thing. Felons across the board, no matter the sex. It seems like you guys never repay your debt to society.
No,
So
and I say that on my Facebook, that my interest is compounded daily and my debt will never be paid in full.
yeah.
I
So
will never
that's the thing.
those things.
And so that's the thing. Like, people got to understand the message that somebody who went through the program understands how the wrong in it, and now started something that now you could go back and make sure women of all color can now have houses and now have, you know, the same rights as everyone else. This is about change. This ain't about worrying about color. And you know, a lot of people in the chats, they're just stuck on what color you are. So I guess if you were Black, then they would understand the message. So the ones that get it, because this young lady can impact all races of women, not just Black, white, or whatever.
I've had Black women in my program.
Yeah.
Saying I don't discriminate between that. Addiction doesn't discriminate, nor do I.
Right.
But here's the thing. Like, think about it like this for a minute. I'm trying to write a bill for governmental amnesty. So I want the laws changed where access to resources where there's availability for expungement, but also access to resources. So like food, housing, education, and employability can no longer pull your record. Maybe they can't pull your record after 5 years. Maybe they can't pull your record after, you know what I'm saying? And hold it against you so that you can't get housing, so that you can't get education, so that you can't get food, so that you can't get the things, so you have more employability, right? Yeah. So when I go to, and I'm meeting with the general legislation. So when I go, and because I did a TED talk on it, and it'll be in the link and it'll be shared later, and you can see it. When I go before legislation, what do I look like? I look like the people that vote to make these decisions. Mm-hmm. I look like the daughter of the legislator, of the congressman who's going to vote yes to change this, to change the world, You know what I'm saying? For everyone who has drug convictions and drug felons, black or white, Hispanic, Latino, whatever, legal, illegal, whatever, whoever they are, it's when they change these laws and they change that accessibility, they change it for everyone.
Yes.
So if I have to be the token white girl because I look like them, then I will be.
A lot of people don't get it, but they will.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, because I look like the congressman's daughter he's raising his grandchildren because she's strung out on drugs.
Right. And so you'll be able to reach the hearts and the minds of the other side who actually do sign make the decisions. Right. So they understand that their daughter went through the same thing that or is going through currently the same thing that you went through. So they're going to understand and jump behind it. And when it's changed, it's not just change for white people. It's change for everyone.
Across the board. It's across the board. Because see, when legislation hits, when Second Chance Act legislation, I'm not a fool. I'm not confused. When legislation hits and we ask for expungement and we ask for things to be changed in the law, what's the first thing they think of? A 25-year-old African-American black male toting a gun in his back pocket. That's what they think about. So I have to make them think differently. It doesn't discriminate. It isn't different. When we ask, and then they want to talk about violent crimes and violent offenses. Well, you know what? Most violent offenders will never get out anyway. So what are you really throwing up the hands for of resistance when the truth is there's 25 million people in recovery today who are still struggling with the lack of resources and the lack of ability to change because they don't have the resources that they need in order to change.
So right after that, let's segue into what everybody else is doing, a part of the team. I know everybody couldn't make it tonight, but can you kind of talk for them and tell them the kind of youth programs and all the things?
Yeah, they're all going to come on. So
okay,
they're all going to eventually come on. So this is the way it is. We're a team. So I deal with women. I deal with housing, extended care women. And then my vision is, I was told I couldn't have a home. So what's my vision? So once we're going to get it, we need another home. The wait list is long and the need is dire, and women need to have a place to go that's safe and secure and that they can get the things that they need. When they walk in my door, all their basic needs are met. There's towels on the bed. There's a shower caddy on the bed full of toiletries, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, toothpaste, toothbrush, tampons, maxi pad, like everything they need is there. All their basic needs are met. But then what happens when they graduate from our program and they can't get a place to live? So what's the vision of R.E.A.L does not stop at those houses, at that house. It starts with buying land and building a tiny home community so that we can give these women forever homes and they can buy their own homes and they can have their own place to live. And if they ever want to move it off the land, they can move it off the land. It's theirs forever. Because I was told I couldn't get a house. I want to be able to give those women what they said I couldn't have. And so by doing that, we have a whole team. The R.E.A.L team it's a combination of there's about 7 of us all together. And so we have a contractor.
Do you have any pictures of the team and the guys that you have working with you? Because they want to see some color. And the interesting thing is, Brother Nazir and all the people that I met, everybody else is black. So I guess that's important. Right? I guess that's important.
So look, let's do this. Let's get Corey to come on now. Can we add Corey in here now?
Yeah. Let me hold on one second. Did he get the link?
I'm going to send it to him right now.
Yeah, send him the link and then I'll add him in.
And then we're going to add in Rod Pugh. So the team does different things. So I deal with the women. Corey Purdy does the housing piece. He builds the transitional homes. Rod Purdy brings in the mentorship and the transportation. Mm-hmm. I mean, not Rod Purdy. Corey Purdy. Rod Pugh brings in the mentorship, the youth piece, and the education. and then I mean, not the education, but the transportation. And then Nasheed brings in the graphic design, the architectural pieces. Amis is another one that works with Corey in the design and in the housing piece. So I'm going to send them this link, and I think they're all watching right now. So I'm going to encourage them to get on here.
Okay.
So let's bring them in.
And these are all Black men. So if you guys want to look, you guys want to look up their individual attributes and use their services, that will be greatly appreciated. Since everybody talk Black, let's see if you use Black.
Well, that's the biggest problem. We don't support each other. They don't support each other. We should support each other no matter what. It's about the vision. It's about the project. It's about the mission. This is about saving lives. This is about kingdom business. This is about God's work.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, for the last couple of years, they've been pushing everybody to get segregated, I guess. I don't know if we want to be segregated again, but every time we see a white face or a different race, somehow the message gets watered down. But if a white person tell me something that I can use, I'm going to use it. If a Black person tell me something that I can use, I'm going to use it. I don't get it. But we're not going to deal with all that garbage. We're going to get these guys on here to lay out the plan to help these children.
Yeah. And then
my goal is to help these kids, and I don't care if it's help with a white face, Black face, a Chinese face. I don't care, as long as these kids get what they need.
Yeah. So the women. So I like I said, I deal with the women, and then we move into the youth. Then we're going to build in Brunswick on your land. We're going to build a resource center and housing and all of that, and give them treatment for substance use disorder. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, and this is why the kids can't get ahead, because too many adults are fighting. You got so many adults with their broken spirit and their broken minds. They continue blocking the message because they want to fight. They want to make it about color. They want to make it about this. But we're reading at a 4th grade reading level in my community, and it's time for change. It's not time to sit and argue about stupid stuff. Go ahead.
Is he in the waiting room?
No, I don't see him yet.
I just sent it to him. Email. All right, let me get Rod. Let me see. I'll do it this way. It's stupid that it's like.
Oh yeah, I see. So he in the chat. Hold on, wait a minute.
Bring him in here. Yay!
And so, see something. He's there. I don't know if he turn your camera on.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to kill this YouTube one second.
Okay.
You hear?
Yeah, we hear you. We just don't see you.
All right, hold on. Let me try. How about now?
Yeah,
we see you. I like that hat.
What up, dog? You know how
what's going on, man? How you living? Good to see you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Man,
yeah, man. They mess with my sister, man. They mess with my sister talking about some race.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. When that casket lay down and somebody landed in that casket because they couldn't get to rehab, but my sister drove 8 hours down here to take one of my brothers up the rehab all the way back to Asheville. Dude can get no help down here, even from our people that look like us. Drove them all the way back to Asheville and found a place and got that man insurance. Man didn't even have no insurance. You know what I'm saying? Within 24 hours, this girl got this man insurance with no money, and got him in the rehab. Black brother. You feel me? But yeah, that's go ahead, Nasheed.
What's going on? What's good, Kwame?
How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
All good, all good.
Yes, sir.
Doing a little work.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to bring y'all on here, man, and just I believe in what you guys are doing. I know the mentorship that you have going on with those young boys. I know that the technical side and the things that you have along with the mentorship, I just think we need to bring it to the world. So I have a platform and I'm going to use it for right amongst the little jokes and Becky with the good hair.
Oh, did they say?
So you guys got the floor, man. Just go ahead and.
They say I was Becky with the good hair.
Yeah, they say you was Becky with the good hair too. Yeah, you Matt Barr's sister.
Look, don't hate the hair. Don't hate the hair. I can help it. That's my kryptonite.
You guys got the floor. I'm gonna turn my mic on mute, man, and just bless them with the plan, man. It's time for change. It's not time to worry about all that foolish stuff no more. It's not helping. So I believe in you guys' plan. So here's the platform to spread the plan.
Come on, Corey.
Jump it off, Corey.
He's frozen, I think. No, he's good.
Now, can you see me now?
You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Rod in here now.
So anyway, just to give a little history, man. Nasheed's brother, which is called Umar. Anybody can research Umar Muhammad all over the world. Umar led the movement in North Carolina when it comes to second chances. Umar was killed a few years ago on a motorcycle wreck. That's how I got in the game when it comes to a policy change. From all the efforts that Umar put in and everybody, so much movements going on right now in North Carolina was all based off that. But through that, we met Ginger a few years back through a program called Day of Empathy. Part of it is led by the movement that Meek Mills and Jay-Z is doing right now with Project Reform. All that was a part of that project. But anyway, that's how me and Ginger met about 2 years ago. But right now, what Ginger's doing out there in Asheville, she's helping the women. But right now, they're in congregated housing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and right now they're in congregated housing, and she needs to get to the point where they have their own individual spaces. And when they have their own individual spaces, that's about building these tiny home communities. A lot of individuals that have formerly incarcerated, that have these stigmas on our backgrounds, it's hard to get housing. Even myself, I've been out of prison for almost 17 years. Me and my wife just drove up to Raleigh, but when the lady started talking about the application, she has to put my name up there on the application too. So therefore, even though I done did all this policy change and all this stuff in North Carolina, for the rest of my life, I still got to register as a felon. So therefore, when she go to put in the application, they don't pull and find out I'm convicted. Will they let us in or not? I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about it. But I'm in a situation now that I can take care of me. But it's a lot of brothers and sisters getting out of prison right now. They got families out here that are trying to reestablish themselves, and then they can't even get fair housing. So that's what building these small communities about. So with Ginger helping these women out there, that she just with this one village she just started to help the women, that'll help women be able to get in a place where having to worry about their past conviction. If a woman gets out of prison, she got kids. You know what I'm saying? And she can't get a place to stay because she's been incarcerated before. What sense does that make? Her stuff is behind her. It ain't got nothing to do with who she is today. So what Ginger's doing with the women, that's why we are all behind them. We got engineers, we got the builders, we got youth program. Even when kids, with the trauma that kids go through while their parents are incarcerated, that's what R.E.A.L doing. He working with the youth, and that's what Kwame is doing and about to do in Brunswick. This man say he got hundreds of kids that's sleeping homeless because they're addicted to mollies. Come on, man. So that's what our team say, forget it. We ain't worried about no money. Let's go out there and make it happen. We got the team to make it happen. Oh, he got access. He got access to the resources, or what I'm saying, to the area, to the land, whatever case may be. Let's go build a village. Get these kids off the street. Ginger's a master at recovery and about therapeutic care. So Ginger got everything, every piece that's needed to take a child from a broken addicted situation and help them get in a better and a treatment so that they can change their life. And that's Kwame's heart is for the kids. So his heart is for the kids, and all these kids out there in Mali, it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm grateful for this platform that you have established, so that people can get behind you and they can get you can get that thing up and popping, man. But anyway, that's I'm too passionate, man. Everybody else,
no, we're doing this in Brunswick with the youth with Kwame. 1 in 28 children in the state of Georgia is a child of an incarcerated parent. 1 in 28 in the state of Georgia is a child of an incarcerated parent. And when we want to talk about this youth and you talk about budgets and operations and all that stuff, it costs $30,000 a year to house a juvenile. It costs less than that. It costs more to house 10 juveniles than it does for us to have 10 employees to help these children save their lives, get a new way to live, and not be convicted felons, and have diverted sentences. And see, I'm a legal advocate too. I go into the courtrooms. I'm going to tell you something major that's happened in my program in the last week. I had a woman in my program that was facing a max sentence of 70 years. 70 years, 896 grams methamphetamine. And the ADA came back with 17 and a half years. The lawyer got it down to 7.5 years. And we started a political campaign. And we got people writing letters. And we started all this stuff. And we started advocating for her and fighting for her. And advocating for the fact that she's done everything she's supposed to do. They gave her an opportunity for a jail diverted sentence. And she did exactly what she was supposed to do. And she's doing phenomenal. And she's in church and she's been baptized and she's living the life and she's working for a financial institute. And like God has continued to move in her life and continue to allow me to be that vessel to give her the opportunity for change. See, all I did was facilitate the opportunity. And she took the chance and ran with it. And that's all we want to do with these children and women is facilitate the opportunity for them to have a better life. And now, do you know what's happening now? They have agreed to allow us to pursue drug court. She can go to drug court for 24 months and still live in my program. And I dream at night of the day that I get to hand the keys of a home to that woman. Because she's done everything she's supposed to do. And
you ain't got long now. You ain't got long now. It's coming.
No, and I can't do it without this team.
That's it.
White, black, Chinese, indifferent, whatever. All I know is that I came to do a job. And here's the thing, it has to be duplicatable. R.E.A.L can't die when I die. If I leave tomorrow, R.E.A.L can't be over with because that's my mark. That's my footprint on this world. That's what I've left behind. That's we're all, there's a gift inside of all of us. And it's not ours to keep. We are not here to get everything the world has for us. We are here to give everything God gave us to give to the world. Yeah. And so because of that, that's the gift I get to leave this world, is a place for these women to have a new life, to get their children back, to get restoration, family reunification, not just the women, not just the children, but the men too, the whole family unit to be reunified and to be saved from themselves and from their addiction. God saved me from myself. It's my job to be a vessel to help other people save themselves.
And Rod, I mean, if you don't mind, with Rod's, because Rod's father was killed. And he has a powerful story about that piece, man.
What's going on, Rod? How you doing, man?
What's up, bro? How you? How
good to see you, man.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, everybody hear you good.
Yeah, just getting back to, like you say, with the incarceration part. My father was incarcerated, so
You broke up. Rod.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Like my father was incarcerated when I was younger, so I knew the aspect of coming from a single mother home and just not having that father figure there. That allowed me to take the journey on and go and dabble down in the streets and start to hustle and do the things and become a part of the system as well. But long story short, my father was killed in 2007. By a young guy. I think we actually the same age. So in 2007, we were both 18 years old. But he was lost. He didn't have his father. And, come now, his son is in our program. His son is one of the mentees in our program. And without, like you said, without the grace of God and without even being a part of something that's bigger than myself, who knows how I would have reacted when, when I found out that the young man was his son. So now we're looking at the kid has never seen his father. 13 years old, and he struggles daily. He was smoking weed, he was doing all that type of stuff at 13 years old, man. And when I asked him why, he said, because I don't have nothing else to do. But now he's been clean because we drug test him. He works out 3 times a week. He's there every Sunday. We made sure that he passed his grade. He's going to the high school. So when you say this stuff is bigger than color, it's bigger than us. It's like you say, it's bigger than everything. Because with the way that I feel, the joy that I get when I see him progressing and I see him doing great things, is now we're going to see if we can't get this young man to meet his father for the first time.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Nazir, what you got, bro? I know you got something that you can just give these kids a little background and what you bring to the table, bro.
Okay, like Corey was saying, my brother, he was killed in a bike accident, and he fought hard for secondhand alliance, or so much more. He was definitely on the frontier of change for our people, and when he passed, he left his daughter, and as everybody knows, I took care of her. She was in a situation where she needed me, and I stepped up. So my whole position has always been a big brother position, and that's even with the community. So that's what we're looking at now, is helping the community. I went to A&T University, and I learned a lot about the construction. I got into the construction world about 15 years ago, and basically, I'm going to be using my skills to help out with the design, the construction, and I also help out with the kids. So, it's just a beautiful thing to be a part of a program where everyone has a heart that is filled with wanting to change the community for the better, So I'm here, with a few skills and a good heart, and that's how we moving.
Can one of you guys talk about the building, the model you guys showed me and you guys putting together as far as teaching the youth how to build these tiny houses and how these tiny houses are going to be constructed? And I think that part of it is going to prove, a part of the youth that's missing, the skill part, the trade part.
Well, if I send you a little 30-second video, can you play it?
The trade.
Yeah, I may be able to play it. Yeah, send it to the link. Let me see.
Or either I've seen some screenshots.
Yeah, just send it to me, but try to talk about it because I'm not as tech savvy.
Okay, all right, cool. But anyway,
I can pull it up for us.
Want to pull up?
Yeah, can you pull it up and do it?
Dude, they are chewing me up and spitting me out in these comments.
Don't focus on that, Ginger.
Don't focus on the comments. When we get this,
look, I'm not controlled by man.
Yeah.
I serve the God that makes the decisions. For I know the plans I have for you, not to harm you, but to give you a hope for the future. And if you seek me, there you will find me. And when you find me, I'll set you free from the things that hold you captive.
That's it. And remember, they talked about him too. They talked about he died for him on the cross. They took him to the cross and beat the death out of him. But anyway, I'm focused on the way Kwame was saying about the tiny home community. We gotta. I know Kwame, did you say I don't know if I want to put it out there. You said you had contractors already on deck that were willing to assist in the construction process?
Yeah, I have a contractor in Brunswick, Georgia, who said he would pretty much just donate his time to me. So we have contractors that's ready to go. We just waiting on the finished product, the business model. So
okay, I got you. So anyway, in the business and the model is that the most important about this is not robbing people for their identity. We just won the National Chick-fil-A Award grant for in order to work on this on part of this project. But the main piece here, they sent us a book, and the book is called When
Helping Hurts.
I got you right here. This book right here. This book right here, it says When Helping Hurts, how to help the I'm sorry. how to alleviate poverty without hurting the people you help. And so the important piece in that, because sometimes you can help a person to the point where you enable them and you take away their own personal identity. And
Yeah.
what happened is they hate that. Nobody want food stamps, really. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't want no handout, really. You know what I'm saying? Every man really wants his own. And so the concept behind building these units is that every kid, I mean, have play a part from the start, from design phase when they working with Nasheed, all the way to picking out the lumber, all the way to constructing this tiny their own home. So when they have it, and when they go in this home, they have self-worth, they have identity. You know what I'm saying? So they take care of that as their own. When they wake up every morning, they look around not as if I'm in an institution, but I'm in my own home. You know what I'm saying? And that's phase one. And that's the most important concept of this development process. And then along that, like with Rod right now, he has with the youth. He got 10 lawnmowers that were donated by Lowe's. So these 10 lawnmowers, he'll take them out every day and teach them how to cut their lawn. You know what I'm saying? So that little lawn area is theirs. You know what I'm saying? So they learn how to maintain that. And so also, and then along that, these kids may have passion for sports and all that things of that nature. But that's the importance, even with the life that God allowed you to live, Kwame, you know what I'm saying? So they'll be able to they can identify that. And not only can you identify with them on just the sports aspect, because of your life and everything that the folks who have been throwing out about your life, all the negative, but God turned that negative around for a positive, because you had that experience, now you can identify with these kids directly. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for somebody to identify with these kids. They ain't never walked the walk they have walked. But you know what I'm saying? When you sharing your story with us, I mean, personally, you know what I'm saying, be able to understand what the situation felt like by the father. Be able for them to be able to understand what it feels like to be able to, I'm gonna take care of my mama. Whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna keep grinding so I can take care of my mama. You know what I'm saying? You never know why these kids on these mollies. These kids don't get on drugs for no reason. These kids may be on these drugs because of the broken situation in their life. But through this program and through development of these homes, that young man gains identity. You know what I'm saying? And so, you ready, Nashi? Or you still looking at it? You still looking for it, Nashi? Okay. But anyway, through that process of and constructing this unit, these young men gain that skill set also. They also gain that skill set that's transferable. So if one of your men may want to be an engineer, they may know how to draw, but they never knew that drawing was engineering. They never knew that construction a module on paper was actually engineering. They just thought they can just draw fictional characters or whatever. But Nasheed is getting paid hundreds of $1,000s just to draw out. Just to draw on a piece of paper and now draw on a computer. So all these transferable skills these kids are able to get and take not only after they complete the program and take to the next level with them. You know what I'm saying? So now you graduating engineers. Okay, I can play ball, but also I can design a building, any building. You know what I'm saying? Any building. Now she ain't just design no tiny home. Now she didn't design buildings over in Kuwait. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But this same kid, now she the same kid from the hood. You know what I'm saying? That took a skill set, and now people pay them millions of dollars for it. And these same talented kids, that's out there right now on them mollies that people are counting out as all right, you got it. But that people is counting out as being their life being over. But Kwame saw something in them, Ginger saw something in them, Rob saw something in them, Nasheed saw something in them. And I damn well I seen something in them, because the devil tried to take my son last year after playing football and playing sports, and try to give him a life sentence. But life stepped in, and the Lord stepped in, and things turned around. But that's it.
Same thing with me. Those are pictures of Nasheed's brother down there, where he was in prison and before he died. And we've all lost.
That ain't Nasheed. Brother, that's me in prison.
Oh, that's you in prison.
Not your brother at the top.
I can't turn the camera around too tough. I don't know. It sounded me off when I turned the camera around, but I just wanted y'all to get a little clip.
Now you on, Nasheed. It's playing. It's ready. Just hit play.
Ready? Okay. Can y'all see it?
Yeah, we see it.
We just gonna show y'all a little bit of what we got going on in Vance.
Just hit play. Okay.
Can y'all see?
Yeah, back it up a little bit.
Go down a little bit and to the left, maybe. It might be frozen.
He's frozen.
Uh-oh.
And this is what we do. You know, our whole goal is to give people back this level of independence, to get self-sufficient, to get their life back together so they can truly have a life. But you got to teach them the life skills to get there along the way. You know, the trauma that happens with individuals and kids, their brain is not fully developed. Their cognitive reasoning is not fully developed. Remember, I'm a therapist, you know, so I'm not just someone that's running a home. I'm also a therapist. You know, and so cognitive functioning is not even fully developed in an adolescent until the age of 24. So they're not even operating with a full deck of cards, and then they start using. And so now everything's jacked up. We have to catch them now. And I lost one. You remember, Kwame, when you came out and spoke with those boys that were, one of them was shot and killed April 10th, 4 years ago. I lost one of those kids.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, they sent me that picture on Facebook, that picture where I came and spoke to those kids.
Mhm.
I don't know what happened to Nazir. I guess he's come back on. There he is. Hold on one second.
What I love though is that I called my team and they all showed up to have my back. I love that. I love y'all.
Yeah, my bad, y'all.
You're all right.
We can't see the screen. We're seeing the ceiling.
And some of the TV.
All right, we got you. Put that screen in front of your face, wherever you at right now. It works perfect.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we back on?
Yeah, we're on.
Okay. I don't know how much y'all seen, but we kind of had a little disconnection.
We didn't see any of it.
Oh, okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back it up a little bit. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so basically we just wanted to show y'all that video just to give you a little idea of how we making things that are conceptual come into reality, and what we will be also offering as far as some of my skills and doing it with the engineering, the architectural drafting and design, just doing the design deliverables and putting kids in a position where they could also win, you know, and get on these contracts with us. So that's just something we wanted to show. You can also check that out on YouTube.
I'm sending it.
Okay. We out here excavating right now in my backyard. I got the tractor and everything out here.
Hey, Kwame, can you mention a little bit about the kids on Molly's out there, man? That I've been
What that
that's
need
been
is
crazy.
talk to
I'm
us.
down now. And I asked him to if he could, if you don't mind elaborating on that because he's in that area.
Well, a lot of the young men now, you know, they're not on just you know, marijuana. They're on Molly's, they're on Percocets, they're on all these prescription drugs, Xan bars, along with the marijuana. And so they think it's cool and they do it, you know, when they're young. But then after they, you know, either get kicked out of high school or graduate high school, you know, you develop this habit. You don't know how to work. So either you go into a life of crime and you have no skills. So my thing is, where I'm from, they don't have nothing to do. I mean, I think a lot of times these kids are falling into these things because the programming has left the inner city. And in my particular situation in Brunswick, it's moved out to the county. All the recreation things and all that stuff is moved out to the county because that's where the money is. The city, they really don't have any money. So the kids that can afford to make it out there or get bused out there, they get to play. And that's only your top kids. Everybody else, they have nothing to do. So that kid that might have been the last guy on the football team or the last guy on the basketball team, now he's left roaming the streets with nothing to do, with no way of making money and no skills. So it's usually the OGs who pick up these young guys and use their lack of being able to think and make proper decisions, and they exploit that. And that's how these young kids get into gangs and all these different situations.
But that's major what you say, man, because that also that finding that psychological piece, even with the situation with my son, is that now you take an athlete that been playing sports, you know what I'm saying, but didn't have what the skill set and whatever to take it to the collegiate level, but they've been a star all their life. And the only way now that they can become a star is to go back to the block. You know what I'm saying? So it's the undrafted, the individual that wasn't able to and then the main thing about this, they was front page. They were front page for running that ball, for boxing that ball. But the next time you see them, they got them on the front page for being locked up. You know what I'm saying? And now they the worst thing in the world. But that same one that everybody was in the stand, yeah. But now, you know what I'm saying, they go downtown, they don't know them. They throw them on the street, and then they get on these drugs, they don't know them, they on the street. They the last thing, but that same child is still a star. And that's what I hear you saying, Kwame, is that, you know what I'm saying, is that you bringing stars back. You know what I'm saying? Molly's, you know what I'm saying, whatever they own, that's just that highlight, that's that touchdown. You know what I'm saying? That's that celebration. You know what I'm saying? That's that high I'm looking for. Ain't nobody shout my name no more. I was supposed to be the one to take my family to the next level.
It's that validation.
And see that's the thing. They either finding validation through being a celebrity, because now all of our kids are aspiring to be a part of a 1%. Well, we know the numbers that's going to make it to that. So once, like you said, once they fall short of that, then they gotta, go to the street fame. Everybody wants to be somebody, and that's why I made a live that said it's okay to be a man. It's a simple life. It's an easy life. Just be a man. I take care of myself just fine. Not being a street dude and not being a celebrity or whatever you want to call me. It's okay to just be a man. So if these guys, while they're athletes, if they knew 3 skills, okay, you didn't make it. You didn't get drafted. but now you can fall into just being a man, and you can take pride in that. You can still make a decent, livable wage and take care of a family without having to, roll your shoulders down because you're not a celebrity. That's why I say we need to do away with that word, because it's a different level of treatment and expectations. And what it's actually doing is making people who are not celebrities feel worse because they don't have what celebrities have. And it's a way for celebrities to trick them. If you notice what they show you, that everything that a celebrity is doing, they're out drinking, they're laying on boats, they're always partying, they're always having fun. That's not real life. And we have people that's trying to emulate celebrities in real life, and they're screwing up their real life. Because after those celebrities take those little 15-minute videos, 30-second videos, or however long they do it, they go into their real life and their real depression and their real substance.
And their real addiction.
Right. So we have to stop idolizing people and calling them celebrities and making it seem like they live a separate, more extravagant life, because to be honest, a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't even want to be celebrities. If you took a poll and asked celebrities, would you rather be just a regular guy or be a celebrity? And most of them will say, man, I'd rather just have the money and be a regular guy. We envy you guys and you guys are envying us. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody is just the same. And we got to get back to that so we can have some normalcy.
Coach Rod, what you got, man?
Look, Rod's got something to say, but I'm going to say this real quick. Diversity begins with a difference. Unity becomes that difference.
Nah, and then like just to get back off of like you really have to think about the athletes who like you say, who aren't fortunate like Kwame, they shoot straight from high school to go to the pros. I lost, Corey, I lost my scholarship because I didn't want to go to class. And the reason I didn't want to go to class was because a dude called me for a QP and I missed that sale. And I said I'd never miss that sale again in my life. But that took away the dream that I always had of playing in the NFL. For the split second of a few dollars. So that's another thing that we implement with the youth and teaching them these trades. So when they do graduate and they do go off to college, everybody doesn't get a full ride. So now they have ways to implement everything that we're teaching them with the grass cutting, with the engineering, with all that type of things, with the the mobile detailing, the car washing, the pressure washing. Well, everything that we're teaching them is a way for them to build income. So if that is your dream, now you don't have to say, oh, I can't feed myself tonight, so now I got to go hit homie up and sell this pack. Or I just can't pay my rent, so now I got to go out here and flip this and change my whole lifestyle over a 30-second decision.
Or I just got out of jail. I can't find nowhere to stay. My probation officer, my parole officer is breathing down my neck for an address. I don't have nowhere to go. So I'm going to hit this lick real quick so I can come up on some money so I can get an apartment so I can do this. When in all actuality, they can't get nothing because it's a conviction.
And that's why we
caught in the same trap, the same cycle. And our literature says that if we don't do anything but break the cycle, we perform a miracle. Nasheed.
The whole about it is that's why we here, and that's definitely why it's a cool. We got to bring back the cool. It's cool to go to school. It's cool to run a marathon and understand that's what life is. Cause that sprint game, we already know what it is. That's chain game, or that's your life. So we just want to bring back to the youth on bringing back trades, bringing back knowledge. So that you can run the marathon of life, and you can acquire and own things. Because that sprint game, man, it's just not worth it, man. We all done dibbled and dabbled and seen what happens with that.
No, you know what I got? You know what I got from it? A $50,000 lawyer and a honey bun.
Right. It's a cold world. It's a cold. I mean, the same people are getting locked up. The people are making billions off of playing, and at the same time, people are getting locked up. But we have to play chess, and not checkers. If you're gonna get involved with things, you have to do the due diligence and understand how to win within the marathon.
Yeah, it's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, if you could be a dope boy, you could be a CEO.
That's right. Neighborhood hope dealer. Because I was a dope girl and I am a CEO.
Well, I think now it's time to do the work. I mean, people are going to have their opinions because, you know, they say they want unity. They say they want white folks to treat them better. But as I'm reading the comments, as soon as they see a white woman, they start putting their little hatred on it. Now they're saying that she's leading all of us. We said team. So
Team. That says my name's not even up there. I didn't even put my name up there.
So
I put the real team up there.
but we
But
can't
we all
be
got our own
sensitive on
lives,
that.
our own money though. So how can she lead us?
Right. So, but see, they never been free like us before. So they're thinking from that slave mentality. So they got to understand that coming together and building together means just that. So we can't focus on the trolls at this point. It's time to show them the work. And so when those women start buying those homes that we're talking about, and those kids have the trades that we're talking about, they'll be late to the party, but they'll jump on the boat. So I'm gonna go take my family out and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day that we had up here in Atlanta. This should be one of many, so we can let them see at stages of what we're doing. I see Nashi out there in the back showing something. Let me see what he got going on.
See Corey.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
They put a drone out.
Hey, work.
That's
They
what I'm
put a
talking
drone
about.
out.
He said they ain't digging no footings and stuff, man. This
Yeah, they don't know how to dig. See, that's what we want to be able to do. We want to be able to, you know, if you buy some land, you know how to cultivate it, you know how to do it yourself. And it's time to, everybody always talking black and talk about we need to stick together. Those people, 9 times out of 10, they want somebody else to do it for them. So I'm not the do it for me type. I'm the type that I have a certain set of skills that go so far. You guys have skills that go so far, but we come together, we have all the skills. So that's what I'm about, and that's what I think we should focus on. Whoever want to join the team, they can join it, but whoever is against the team, we'll just beat them with the work. So
good, man.
God bless y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.
God bless y'all. I love y'all.
Yeah.
Go bust life. Go bust life.
Yes, sir.
I want to say this real quick though. If anybody needs help, if anybody's seeking help for treatment for addiction, if anyone can't get into treatment, doesn't have insurance, doesn't have any money, like needs a place to go, like needs a safe place, woman or man, you got a family member that's suffering, reach out. Information at realfoundationinc.org, and I'll do all I can to help your family member or your loved one or you get treatment and get the help that you need.
And I know, and not to cut you off, I know somebody mentioned King Randall in the chat. King Randall he can't do interviews right now while he's negotiating, but we definitely want to have King Randall on, and we want to link King Randall with these brothers because what he's doing is what he's doing, but we can make it bigger and grow. They always want to break us up and make us individuals. We can go meet with King Randall, and that's how it used to be. It used to be player back in the day. Whatever you're doing over there that can help out, we take that knowledge and bring it back and implement it. Whatever we're doing that can help him, he take it and implement it. That's what it's supposed to be, sharing of knowledge. Everybody want to break off into these groups and these cults and fight. We're not doing that. Whoever want to link up and share in the vision, let's do it. Because that's what it's about. So let's all be positive. Let's all enjoy this beautiful day, man. God bless y'all.
God bless y'all.
I'm gonna go run this dog.
Come on now.
All right, y'all.
One love, everybody.
Love you.
Good.
Peace.
Thank you, team.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for hanging out. I know some of you guys, you know, I told y'all my platform, I'm gonna walk it like I talk it. My platform is for the doers, not for the color. My platform is for the people who out in the neighborhoods that are actually out there doing the groundwork. And if I don't disrespect or the people that shout in the streets, I don't agree with them. I don't see much change in doing that. So my decision is to go out and meet with the people who actually are doing things and programs that, like I said, you can see it in real time. You can see a change in this kid's life. You can see him going off to college because you're helping foster that situation. So that's what this platform is about. I'm gonna give you a little drama here now and again, but we're gonna connect people no matter the color if it's gonna help the community. Those of you that don't want to see the community change because you are you love chaos, you know, God bless you too. But you guys have a blessed day.